Fantasy fans, dragon lovers, and more will enjoy these cute dragons inhabiting their mountaintop sunset environments. My linktree, linktr.ee/CATtheMinion, gives you easy access to my DeviantArt print shop and Amazon. The original triptych is in a private collection and is no longer available, but you can buy prints of each panel separately, though the coffee mug is the same across the board and features all three panels. Choose one or more from red and gold male dragon with gem, green and gold dragon mated pair, or blue and silver female dragon with golden egg. You can get the prints in my DeviantArt shop just by clicking on them, and when you get to the individual page, click the Buy From button. Once you click the button, you can select from the print menu various fine art prints with optional framing or small art gifts like mugs, postcards, and magnets. You can also color your own egg dragon in my Draco Forms coloring book on Amazon. Thanks for getting whimsical with me. The video you're here to watch starts now.
Okay, I think we are rolling here. And just looking for, here we go. This is what I want. I'm gonna make sure that everything is working how I expect it to work here. And I'm just going to do some sample commenting as I get this going. I don't think there's anybody in here right now, but that's fine because it took me a long time to get this set up. So let me see. I just want to see if I can do a comment from, oh, hold on. Here we go. It's in the wrong place. It always takes me a couple minutes just to check everything. Although I think a lot of people just kind of hang out for the first few minutes of their live streams anyway. So and I'm gonna get rolling in a minute. All right, so let me go show. Okay, and this one's gonna say the same thing, but it's the other one. Okay. All right, so I have got my craft foam lotus. This is my one that I made a couple years ago. So I have a how-to video. I have the template. I have some for sale in Etsy already. But I decided that instead of looking at my list of stuff to do, that I wanted to make Halloween ones. I was sort of inspired by watching some craft videos on YouTube recently. And since it's not all the way Halloween yet, I figured what's a good idea is to make some Halloween decorations and throw those up on Etsy for funsies. So mental health break is what we're going to do. So I got the hot glue. I almost burped into the microphone. I've got my templates. Hopefully those can be seen. It's really hard for me to see what I'm doing on here. I've got my pen with no ink in it. That's pointy. It's also, I mean, if there is any ink in there still, it's like air dry, air and water soluble ink for sewing. So what I've got is I'm going to be, if I've got enough stuff, I want to make 6-inch and 4-inch of a candy corn striped, sort of striped lotus, a red, black, and white one that's going to be sort of a vampire one, and then this sort of lime green and purple, which is going to be like, look at my hands in Frankenstein. And I've got some black here also because, because reasons. So I don't have much orange because, I mean, I have some, and then I have light orange, so I might have to finish one in the lighter orange just to get that whole candy cane situation. So I have one dark yellow sheet left, and then I have these light yellow, and you see how there's not that much variation there, but I have to work with what I have. So I had a tower of craft foam, and it only goes so far. So let me see if I have. So what I would need for this to be correct, I need middle thing of orange. So I need 6 large ones and 6 medium ones, and I don't know if I have enough to do a large size one. So I might have to go to the light orange for the big one. So let me start out with that, and you can either cut out your own crafts to hot glue while you're watching this, or you can, depending on what tier you're in, you should be able to get the template for free here right on Patreon, especially Woo tier. You guys should be able to get that for free. You can join along. You can cut these out of paper, or if you have that like flimsy wall tile stuff, or any kind of like vinyl or whatever. So you can follow along. If you've got you should be able to print out the template for free at Woo tier. So that's available. I think it's available to, maybe it's not. I think it's Shadow tier, and then Uncertainty tier gets the charms, whatever. It's in there somewhere. You should have access to this. And if not, it's on my Etsy for like $7 or something. So if I want to do a small one, I need 6 of these and 6 of these. And I've got some small pieces here too. So this is for a 4-inch candy corn colored. And I'm doing the middle. So it's going to be white. And then the big piece is going to be yellow. And is that supposed to be orange? The center should be yellow. Because whatever. This one is a little bit backwards. Normally the darkest color is on the outside, but I did this one backwards, so it's going to look a little bit more like this. So I know this is sort of boring, but we're basically just here. And if I had people in here, we would also be chatting. So let's see if I can get... No, that one doesn't fit on my scraps. So I'm going to get 6 of these slightly bigger ones. So I'm just tracing it with my dead pen. And that's going to give me like a little indentation. I don't know if that's showing up without marking it up too much. I mean, this does leave a fair amount of scrap, especially with the 6-inch. But that's, so we just have to do what we have to do here. So if you have some music that you want as background, feel free to put that on low or loud or whatever. And we're just going to hang out and do some crafts. So in this video right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to be cutting out all the pieces, and I may switch down to Shadow tier to be gluing it up. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. Well, I was going to say, I don't know if it provides value for me to split it up and have the juicy part where it gets put together on the lower tier. But on the other hand, it's not supposed to be like, ooh, you're getting something super special. It's just that you're getting more mental health breaks. The sort of, meeting you where you're at. I kind of wish there were people in here so I could talk to them. That would be fun. But we're doing it. It's okay. So I have 6 of them on there now. So I'm going to cut it out just so you can see them because they're hard to see. So I've got my fabric scissors for the craft foam because it's more fabric than it is paper, and I don't want to use the paper scissors on these. So I'm just going around my little non-ink indents. Oh, this always creates like a pile of staticky refuse. I always forget about that. Am I on the camera with this? Yes, okay. I have the laptop angled so that the camera is down and it's hard for me to see. So there's one of them. And it matches my big piece for this, for the 4-inch size. So obviously for the 4-inch size, it's going to be a little bit smaller than this. I have some available here. I think I do. If I can get into my box without knocking everything over. Where's the little one? That's a big one. Give me the little ones. The little ones. They're like in the bottom of the box. Here's a little one. Okay, so here's a little one. And this is the big one. So this is the size I'm cutting right now. This one is on Etsy. Now that my box is all screwed up. Grr. All right, I have my little stack of stuff that's waiting to be purchased down on the under the table. I was gonna say on the floor, but that sounds kind of sketch. Although my box of large drawings is also on the floor. I need to put some more of those up. Now, it's sort of more economical time-wise to trace these all out and then cut them, but I just want you to see what I'm doing here. I just feel like they get a little bit dirty from being touched a lot. I need to get to somewhere and get some more craft foam. I got a big package of rainbow stuff just as a, as a starter. And I think I got another packet with some other colors in it that I didn't have. And a couple big sheets of white and black. There's like the one or two times I've been in Walmart since the beginning of the pandemic. But now that I've got sort of baseline to work with, I'm going to have to get packets of certain, like stacks of certain colors, like a stack of orange and another stack of white and black and so on. All right, so this piece I might be able to get something out of, but this is my garbage heap over here in the corner. All right, so now I need 6 medium ones. I'm not getting anything off of that. There we go. Scrapyard here. I'd put it on the back, but it keeps falling off anyway because it just doesn't quite fit. Doesn't really matter which side of the thing. I could trace them this way if I wanted to. All right. I can only get one, and then I've got some scrap, so I don't know if I'm going to save that piece or not. I think it's too... Where the hell? Where's my littlest pet shop? Here it is. Yeah, see, it's too small for this. And that's usually only what I make out of craft foam, so I'm probably just going to chuck it. Chuck the extra. 2. Three anyway. I'm going to save that bit for later. Kind of like to start in the corners because it usually gives me more, but I don't know. Three? So I only need 3. In a bunch, in a bunch. Wish I had like computer technology in my brain so that I could automatically map out the most use of the thing. It's sort of like when they're cutting like thousands and thousands of things for all those fashion shows and lines and everything, that they have these stacks of rags, like 2 feet deep. All right. I got a white hair that's stuck to there. It's because I have white hair. Okay. So there's my scraps that are going to go in my pile and in the box over that's elsewhere now. Okay. So this is my mid layer. So I've got a smaller layer and then I've got a bigger layer of the middle color, and that's what I've got here. So these ones are just going to be a little bit smaller. And I do have a making of video, so just a little bit smaller. So I guess I can cut this layer out while I'm right here real quick. Being inefficient. I don't know if I'm going to show cutting out all of these. I mean, I'm going to sort of make sense to just live stream for like an hour and a half. So I would think that these would end up, depending on the activity, that some of these would be fairly long. Although I don't know if I'd want to stream like the entire 3 hours it takes me to draw one of my angel cards. Like I do the drawing in one and then the coloring in another, or depending on how long it takes me to sketch out the card. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes and sometimes it takes like an hour and a half just to get like a freaking hand right, depending on who it is. Like I don't think Sandalphon took me that long, but it was somebody's hand in the like early 10s. Really took me forever. And then I like gave up and did it differently, I think. Because it was like a weird position. It was easy when I had a couple of them that I started out with that I drew in 2019, but most of them were blank. I really need to work on those, but I did not feel like hopping into that after spending forever doing detailed computer work. So I wanted to do something a little bit more free flow without as much intense concentration and detailed handwork. And this is some handwork, but it's it doesn't have to be like all the things. All right, so I have my candy corn double section of 2 sizes of orange. They look like they're the same size, but they're really not. Okay, hopefully you couldn't hear me scratching my head. So I want to do the outer layer. I think I'm going to save this for the middle bit. It doesn't have to be huge because it's only a 4-inch. So I'm going to save that as my middle cluster because it was already a scrap piece, which is handy dandy. And I need 6 big little big ones, 6 little big ones for the outside of my candy corn flavored. I actually hate candy corn, but I felt sort of inspired by the color combination I saw. I'm not going to remember her name, but she was making a little. I think she seems fairly YouTube famous though. She has a lot of followers, but she's making a little like faux gingerbread house out of these little plastic castle house things. Like a fake candy cane. God damn it. A faux candy house out of plastic and shellac and whatever that was made to look like a stack of candy corn colors, and I thought it was really cool. So that's sort of the inspiration behind my candy corn Lotus that I'm doing here. Actually, not her, but there was a couple people that I've watched, and I try to encourage everybody to make art, no matter what, even at beginner level, if you're not that good, just keep doing it. Or if it's a style that's not something that's my style, like I can't listen to Bruce Springsteen. It upsets me and I have to turn it off. But for other people, that's, the bee's knees. In much the same way that some people's aesthetic is something that I do not want. So I saw a couple of crafting videos where I was like, oh my god, I hate it. But it's like, please make the art, and it's not always for me, because I'm sure some people don't like my aesthetic either. Doesn't I think the important thing is for people to make stuff. All right. I hope somebody watches this back and leaves me comments at some point, because people should be able to comment it on Patreon whenever they find it, and you're not going to be able to find it on YouTube because it's unlisted, and the playlist that I'm going to stick it in is unlisted too. But you can click on it from Patreon to view on YouTube, and then you can always leave comments there later on. Sort of the hidden gems of me talking to both myself and somebody in the future that I don't know who they are yet. Was I even cutting that on camera? I was holding it up towards my face. I gotta hold it down here. I mean, essentially, you should be sort of playing along and occasionally looking at your own screen to comment. But if you like to, I don't know, maybe it's like how it's sort of soothing to watch other people play video games. It sort of can be soothing to watch other people make stuff. All right, so now I've got the outer pieces, the bigger, yeller pieces. Oh, yeller. I actually wasn't sure what sizes the middle orange layer was supposed to be, because I haven't made some in like 6 months, and I didn't want to mess it up, so I had to read my own instructions. All right, why is this white looks gray to me right now? So I'm gonna need two little ones. So I need 12 of these. I keep trying to put that cover on there. Maybe I'll just make this one on camera and then I'll blitz through the next one as fast as possible without talking that much. Mm-hmm. And again, I would encourage you to have background music if you require background music, or to have it just be quiet if you're interested in having more quiet. The fun part is the hand burning part, which is every time I use hot glue. Apparently there's like little finger protectors that you can use, but I have not seen them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So I knew they wouldn't all fit. 11. Oh, the levee brakes hit my head. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. that Sesame Street thing in my head, like, every now and again for the last couple of years, till one of my coworkers at my former job just, like, randomly came out with it, and I was like, "Where did you come up with that?" And she's like, "I don't." She's like, "I don't know." It's just like, core memory unlocked. Okay. I need a sip of my water. I put it in a bottle on the floor so it would not spill. It's a refill though. It's not essential anymore. I should have muted that while I was slurping. I'm not used to using the mute button, so I forgot. Now it's just tap water. It's the Liza Minnelli of water. The tap water. The Bernadette. Does Bernadette Peters do tap dancing? The Bernadette Peters of water. Okay. I'm excited for a candy corn Lotus. I'll put it on eBay and attract people to buy the other ones with it. Like I did it on purpose. This one's kind of messed up. I cut off the corner a little, the roundy bit, but that's all right. That can be on the the inner layer where it's like overlapped a lot. Now I got that Sesame Street song stuck in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I gonna get copyright infringed for singing that? Because it definitely don't sound like the original. I don't even have musical accompaniment. That's why when I do my Chater shows, I don't play anybody's music for the musicians that I have on. Even when they offer, I'm like, nah, I don't want to get loosey goosey over here. Incidentally, if you haven't and you're here and you're listening to me, go watch my Chater. I was gonna say backlog archive. Watch the archive. I mean, my first handful of shows is sort of trial and error, and I keep refining question 3. But all in all, I'm really proud of those, and I like talking to people. So if you're watching this and you are some sort of arty person, go ahead and message me if I don't know you yet, and we will do a chitty chatty. Which reminds me that I rewatched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang a few months ago, and I was like, what? It was not what I remembered. I need to watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks again. I loved that movie when I was little, and I have not seen it since. Although I have seen a couple of movies with surprise Angela Lansbury in them, so that's been fun. She randomly showed up in Elvis's Blue Hawaii movie as his mom, playing like a total bimbo, which was unique for her in performances that I've seen. I still remember her from Murder, She Wrote. And then she was in Mr. Popper's Penguins as the old lady that owned the tavern on the green, which is neat because I haven't seen her in anything since she got real old. But I don't know how old that movie is. Seems like a while anyway. Anyway, I didn't really like that movie that much. I think the CGI penguins were kind of annoying me. I mean, it was cute. If you have children, they'll probably like it. And then I found out when I was reading the credits that it was based on a book. And then also during the credits, they randomly had Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby song, which totally ripped off on what's that song that I don't like? Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie. Makes it hard to listen to either one of them. Okay, so now I have my white pieces for the little inside bit and the little center bit. This part is that and whatnot. So let me get this candy cane Oh, I need a base. I think I'm just gonna do it black, and I wanted... Did I want a black leaf for this? What's my notes? Yes, a black leaf. Okay. Do I have a smaller? Not quite gonna fit. Alright, I guess I'm just wasting that whole piece. Or do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna waste this whole piece. Wasted. If we're gonna... I might do an invert one at one point. Reverse color. So let's cut this here. And save the edge pieces in case I can get a couple of these out of it. Oh, I could have probably put the leaf on there too. All right. So there's my base for underneath. And the little leaf. Is that going to be too... hang on. I got to see what size leaf I put on these other ones because that seems too big. Okay. So here is... No, I definitely use that one. Okay. The leaves were sort of an afterthought because I used them to make some serrated things for my friends who do the mend hemp. I made some... I think I have a video of some like taller serrated ones that are supposed to be sort of pot lotuses. Hemp lotuses. So that's why I have the leaves, the serrated leaves. And then I decided to stick them onto the lotus, which is why this one has a spiky thing instead of a leaf on the bottom. And I also had some that had long fronds. So when you get the template, you'll see the leaves and the fronds, and where you could just cut a weird little bottom piece like that. All right, so this is... Where the hell is my little template piece? What the fuck did I do with them? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this piece is too small, so that's going in the trash. And this one is just about the right size, so we're going to keep that. All right, so I need my leaf, which I can do from this piece of scrap. Piece of scrap. Oh, anyway, so they had the Ice Ice Baby at the end of Mr. Popper's Penguins, which has Jim Carrey in it as the main character. He's Popper. And the reason I thought... I mean, aside from the fact that it was sort of a family movie, and then they just randomly had this old rap song on it. When Jim Carrey was on In Living Color before he got really famous, he did a parody of that song playing Vanilla Ice, and it was called He's Really White, White Baby. And I thought it was funny, so when I commented on the YouTube, I linked that. A video, sort of a crappy video of that. But when he turns around, it's really funny because his jacket says something like, "My grandma made this" on it. But the whole point of the song was that he was like a crap dancer and he takes real rap and just dupes it. I duplicate. You know, like when people get makeup these days and they get cheap ones and they call it a dupe because it's supposed to be exactly like the expensive ones. Is this entertaining? I'm going to have to ask on the free ones if it's entertaining for me to just ramble about whatever shit I feel like. I mean, that's what a lot of other people do that live stream. Incidentally, I'm recording this on the day that the Queen of England died, and also one of my friend's cats. So R.I.P. Kitty and old Bess there. And you know, I'm a citizen of the United States of America, and I was sort of apathetic towards suspicious of the Queen in general. And I'm feeling some kind of way. I think it's just because she's been on the throne since my parents were like born. And it's just weird that she's not there anymore. All right, so I'm going to plug in the hot glue gun. I got my craft box lid with the sticky bits on it which is my hot glue surface. My bag of hot glue is full because my best friend gave me a whole bunch of hot glue sticks, which is good because my bag of hot glue is getting not full. The refills over here. And I'm going to plug in the hot glue gun. Now I've got my, I don't know if you can see this, it's over here. Is that, can't tell if that's, why is this, have I been in like half screen the whole goddamn time? That's not supposed to be, I don't think that was like that a little while ago. What the fuck? Well, anyway, sorry if I screwed that up. So anyway, I've got my electric cord taped to the table so it doesn't fall off, and I'll just take the masking tape off it. I'm so mad now. I swear that wasn't up there like that before. That's kind of fucked up. Well, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. I'm still new to the live streamy stuff. This is a piece of tape from some ribbon. Alright, so I've got my hot glue gun, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to get my scissors away from the glue. I suppose I could be tracing some more of these while I'm waiting. So, okay, so I've got my things and stuff. Okay. I want to do the Frankenstein one next. So the Frankenstein is going to be... That's really throwing me off. I hope that wasn't like that for like 40 goddamn minutes. Okay, so I want a little bit of white and green in the middle and purple on the bottom. Okay, so I want to do a big one. Here's my stuff. Okay, so I need this one and this one and this one. Is it high yet? Kind of. Not really. I want it to make sure it's sticky. So the reason that I've got my cord taped to the table is because when it gets too hot, I unplug it and then plug it back in so I don't entirely sear my fingertips. You know, otherwise the powers that be might get mad at me. All right, so I need 6 of these out of the bright green. And I need 6 of the medium ones. Now, I feel like I'm going to waste it if I take it out of the half sheet with the big ones. So I'm going to do the medium ones on this half sheet. I keep trying to put that in there. I'm over here tracing this while I'm waiting for my hot glue to heat up a little more. Ooh, it's starting to smell. I'm going to have to put that off for a second. All right. So the first thing I want to do, and I do have a how-to on this, but I like to, I'm going to get these little ends together. There. 3-dimensional. So I'm going to get all of these. Camera on, you bastard. It's like when it starts to hurt is when I know that I'll have it together. Oh yeah, while I've got that going, so I can get my, oh, come on, stick, why don't you? This is a weird glue. Also string it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start putting this centerpiece together. So I'm just gonna get some glue in the middle there. There we go. Ow. Now, I had thought about doing some rubber bands on these bottom pieces, but they come out kind of chunky. Ow, 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 hot. Ow. Ow. Mm. I'm getting this all around. I'm just trying to get this to cooperate. I have, where's the, all right, I just want to hold that together a little bit better. So I'm going to stick it underneath. Ow, 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 ow. And put it over here under my X-Acto knife box. So, oh, this is another thing. I've got this plastic CD case that I like to stick them to when I'm working on them because I can just pull them right off once they cool. Okay. All right. While that's cooling down, I'm going to keep using it until it won't come out the back anymore. I'm going to burn my hand on this one. So some of them come out a little more flat and some of them come out a little more curled, which is fine because I'm just going to put the curly ones on the inner layer, the inner circle. Sure. Lovely smell of dusty whatever. I might have to break this into 3 videos. I might do just finish the candy cane one here, and then I'll switch to shadow tier to do the Frankenstein one, and then I'll pop down to shadow to do the vampire one. I wasn't gonna do all of these all at once, but fuck, I'm already here. Maybe I'll do an extra. Okay, oh, I gotta plug that back in. Maybe I'll do an extra layer of a second round of mental health break. There we go. This is stuff I want to do anyway. I haven't worked on stuff like this just for fun in a while. I mean, it's not all fun because they're going to be up on Etsy because, there's no point in me keeping them. Because, I have a box of Halloween decorations as it is. I have to take out my rat in a cup and start messing around with it. All right. So while I'm... Let me see. Okay, so I've got flat ones, which are going to go on the outside. 2, 3, 4. 5. Is this one? All right, so I got my 6 curvier ones. And these ones usually do about halfway around each other. I'm gonna have to unplug that again in a minute. Getting toasty. So this is why I have my cord taped to the table, because it's every couple of minutes with the cord. Okay, so I have 3. I'm gonna do another 3. Also, ow, I just moved that too much and burnt my hand. This thing doesn't stand up for crap. So when it falls over repeatedly, the plastic shoebox Rubbermaid lid situation is helpful. Okay. I'm gonna get my centerpiece here. Oh, I should get the chunky scissors for this. Hold on. The old scissors for cutting through the wrapped up hot glue and stuff. Just in case. Test my little thing here, which is just about the right size to squish that in. It looks kind of like an egg. A little egg. How is that? There. An egg. A egg. As the kids say. Doesn't quite want to fit. I'm going to plug that back in. All right. We'll stick that back under here to cool off for a minute. There. All right. Put these together on the corner. Yeah. 60-degree angle here. So pretty. Yeah. Talking to myself and the future people. What's that one there? Okay. I'm going to leave that for a minute and start doing the small oranges. After doing these for like a million times since for the last 17 years now. Holy crap, where does the time go? 2007 I started doing these. Wish I still had my pyramid. I gave it to somebody that I'm not friends with anymore, but that's all right. Hopefully the energy of the thing is doing what it needs to. I don't always have to be all up in people's lives. I'm definitely not making another pyramid like the other one because the little strings I put all on the side of it took forever. But maybe I'll build another one that's similar. So it might be getting too hot. Put this one together. Okay. This flapping part is bothering me a little bit, so I'm just gonna prematurely snip that part off. There. How long have I been? 52 minutes. I really hope that wasn't like all small for the first 45 minutes or whatever, because it would piss me right the hell off. Okay. I got check this. Measure. Okay. Clean. What is that? Why do you hate your mother? Okay. We had this, my parents had this pull string talking Sigmund Freud owl. I think it's still in the closet and it doesn't talk anymore. Because I think it's finally crapped out, but the, like the string, the rubber bands in the mechanism rotted at this point. Just trying to pull that up so it's a little bit tighter, but I think that's about as good as that one's going to get. Up a little bit over the very edge. It's stretchy. Oh, is that? Oh, it's still plugged in. No wonder it stinks. Okay. Burning. It's a disco inferno over here. All right, that's about as good as that's going to get. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that. I should have put some on the inside too. I'll just get it a little bit. Ow. Ow, ow, that was my bad. I should have got the inside first. There's gonna be glue where I don't want glue. God damn it. Oh, okay. Well, at least the heat stretched it a little bit. All right. Just stop messing with that and just reload. Reload. Repeater. It's a lyric from a song from somebody who sort of disappeared off the face of the earth. Okay. Now that's not how I wanted it to look from that side, but ow. Oh man, that's kind of messed up. I'm just gonna have to hold on to that for a minute. Did not want that this way. All right, I think I fixed it. To hold it while it dries and not keep burning my fingers. That was like the worst. I've done that in a while. In like ever. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for that to cool before I put any more hot glue on it because I kind of fucked that up a little bit. I burnted my hands. All right. Put these together while I'm waiting. Why is the... I feel like that's turned like away a lot all of a sudden. Oh, I always forget that these 4-inch ones are so much smaller than the other ones. I'm like, why is it so tiny? Tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay. Feel the handle trying to come apart when I squeezed it that time. I keep thinking about this movie that I watched that I had kind of a hard time understanding. I don't know if I was like slow reading the subtitles or if like the characters were like not wearing different enough clothes, but I watched this movie called Chasing the Dragon that had both Andy Lau and Donnie Yen in it, and I feel like that in and of itself should mean that it's like super kick-ass, and I think it was. I think I just need to see it like a couple more times till I'm like more familiar with it and understand it. I think some of the like the more modern set movies are a little bit harder for me to understand. Um I think maybe because the characters all have like more similar clothing and hairstyles than the ones that are like historical because they like people have like more distinguished from each other like hair and outfits on. But I liked it. I think it's more of a point of like it's hard for me, especially on some of them when I'm watching them on YouTube. I'm talking about movies from China that have the English subtitles, where it's, if they're not built into the movie and it's just YouTube automatic subtitles, for some reason in a couple of them, like halfway through the movie, the subtitles get ahead of where people are talking, and then I get confused and I have a hard time following the rest of the movie. This one wasn't like that though. This one was fine. It was just me having a hard time like following. But I think the more subtitle movies I watch, I think the better I'll be able to the better I'll be at understanding them. I haven't really learned that many words either. Like the only thing I've really learned is like shifu and maybe one or two other words. Okay. There's a lot of stringies on it. I guess that's all right. It's going to have other things. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. This one can have, whoops, too much. This one can have a decent amount of overlap. Let's unplug that again. All right. So, why is that so crooked? Had it kind of where I wanted it. I guess that's all right. It's not going to be. Okay. It's going to be a little bit lopsided, but they don't, I think that just makes them more unique. All right. So leave that over here. Better not get fucked up on me. This is where it's handy to have the middle part cut off. So I can just stick this whole thing upside down on here and get it kind of how I want it. There. So it's stuck to the thing while it cools off for a minute. Okay, so these need to be sort of more overlappy. Mm-hmm. These need to be at the corner. Spread out a little bit. Ow. All right. So this is a pretty long mental health break, but these do take a while. So it's still not cooled all the way. All right. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to start tracing some more of these while I'm waiting. This is where it starts to take a while if you get caught up with all the pieces. You have to wait. All right, so this is, where's the medium one? God damn it. Okay, this is the medium one. 3. 4. 5. 6. Okay. All right, so that's sort of together now. It's a little bit more glue in there. Okay. All right, so I want the next layer to be, I think that actually needs to be a little bit, whatever, I'm just gonna have to deal with it how it is. I think I overlapped it a little bit too much. there we go. Sometimes you can sort of get them apart again. Oh, ripping an entire hole in there. There. All right, how's that? It's a little bit too much. Okay, that looks a little bit more correct. Trying to spin it so the corners are in the other corners. Okay. All right. I got some inner glue there. I'm gonna pull this back. I got some inner glue. Hot. Okay. All right. Around the middle. I think that's together enough that I can leave that upright. I guess I'll push it down. All right, so I'm going to stick it on the middle of my thing here to let it cool for a minute. Okay. Get the glue bits off of me. All right, so I've got the middle part of my Frankenstein thing, and I'm going to get the big part. Two. 3. There's that itty bitty piece. Okay. 4. 5. 6. Okay. So now I have my middle Frankenstein pieces traced. And I'm gonna wow, an hour? Okay. Let me hot glue back in. It's still not quite cooled all the way. Just get a little extra on in there. All right. I think normally if I wasn't live streaming, I would probably wait a little bit more in between, but I just want to get this done so I can end the stream. And I got the corner. Is that gonna... Let me sure my little thing fits on here. Just a little bit tighter. A little bit tighter now. All right, so that's not exactly a perfect ring, but I can get it. Okay. All right, so I want this to go there. Nope, I'm gonna turn it like 180. Okay, there we go. feel like the yellow doesn't show up that much, and I should have made 2 of the bottom 2 rungs yellow, but I think usually in candy corn the orange layer is like ginormous. So we'll see. They're cool for a minute. Unplug this again while I am tracing my things out here. So I need 6. So that's too small. I need 6 big purple ones. Some rubbery stuff all over. So I've heard that you can make cheap molds with hot glue. I'm just concerned that it might melt the thing that I'm trying to get a mold of, to use the silicone. Okay, so I don't need that one. I need this one. Two. 3. 4. Just want to see if this way of tracing it leaves more extra stuff than the other one. I think it actually seems more wasteful. Let's see. I guess there's a little bit more free stuff. Oh, the tip is cut off on that one. God darn it. It's supposed to be the good end to it. Whatever. Just be kind of messed up. Let's do a size comparison here while I'm waiting. Okay. Well, it looks like the purple one has more space, but there's more space built into the green one further in. So I think the way I did it on the green one is less wasteful. All right, so that one just needs whites. All right, let me go back to this one, see if I can pry it off of here with the scissors. Okay. I have to glue this back on a little bit. So we'll get a little bit more glue in there to hold that yellow layer on. Come on, you bastard, in there. All right. And no, I'm going to put my leaf on the kind of stumpy side. So I'm going to put it over here. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm trying to find which side. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I like it over here the best. All right. So that's going to be. All right. So up a little bit. And I got my little circle here. Okay. keep it where I want it. And it barely fits. Okay. It's not quite hot enough for this yet. I'm just gonna push it. Manual overdrive. Okay. Glue squeezed in there, so I'm gonna this one over here again. Okay, so I got some squeezing out. I'm just gonna wipe that off. So this one isn't exactly perfect, but it's pretty good. Just cut off some of that with some scissors after. So this is my Halloween candy corn colored thing. It might look better if I do like white, and then 2 orange, and then 2 yellow. I think that might actually look better if the inside was white. So I don't know if I have enough to do. I don't have enough to do another one, but when I do, I'll do a 6-inch with the light orange, and we'll see that. See how that comes out. All right. So first attempt at a 6-inch candy corn thing. All right. So hopefully that was a good time of crafting, and we will see you later. Oh man, and I didn't even. I always forget in the middle. Here we go. I forgot to do these other 2 things. And there we go. Okay. One of these times I'll remember to do that in the middle of the thing. And we are getting out of here. Okay, bye. CATtheMinion energy work is focused on building a community around creativity and connectivity. Connect to new friends, the universe, and yourself. Shift your perspective of everyday life. Alleviate the stresses of daily life by tapping into self-expression. Help me build my offerings around your needs by investing, interacting, and brainstorming new things we can do. Your financial contributions via donations, purchases of goods and services, and participation on Patreon allow me to pay mundane bills, upgrade to better interactive services and equipment, and to buy art supplies and materials. Additionally, your support helps me pay it forward to charities, other energy workers, and artists, and to gain more visibility so our community can reach even more who need it. You can find a number of the goods and services I offer by clicking the links from my website, cattheminion.wordpress.com, or from my link tree, depending on your preference, linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. I'm offering original art pieces, digital downloads, art prints, merch, tarot readings, divination tools, templates, coloring books, a dark poetry book, YouTube content, self-care encouragement, and more.